Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, here's another misperception on this spiritual context. Probably you have heard this idea that spiritual path is the opposite flow to our functioning world, the relative world. And it is true. It is the opposite. The relative world is about upgrading the mind, moving towards the refined simplicity. And the spiritual path is about dissolving the mind, including the simplicity, the simple mind. Now, this is where this opposite flow is mistaken. Now, when the relative world is faced with a lot of suffering, when there's a pain, there's suffering, when there's a fear in life, and when we hear the idea you gotta go against the flow, then people starts to, act like rebellion. People become, rebel. If this is not working, then I need to go, I need to create my own way to find the freedom. And when people start to create their own way, don't realize that that's another ego layer coming in the person. You try to be part of the world, follow the world. There's a struggle, there's a friction, there's a conflict. Working with the people is not working. So I need to create my own way. Now I need to, walk on my own way. Again, this is simply another ego layer coming in the person. And this is where the further division comes in. Whether you are being part of the people's flow or your own flow, they are all ego. And true freedom, that the real going against the flow, is not about rejecting something and accepting something. It's about investigating the mind. Investigating your own mind. Why do I experience pain? Why do I experience struggle? Why do I have fear? Why do I go against the world? Why don't I like the world? How the world is moving right now? It's about investigating your own mind rather than creating your own flow. No matter what flow you create, is coming from the place of fear itself, coming from the place of struggle itself. You might create an upgraded flow compared to what you have been seeing, what you have been experiencing, but still an ego's, play. And yes, there are people who went against the flow in the relative world, the functioning world, like went against the people. Some of the people have created, upgraded life. They have succeeded in their life. This is where you can see, the engineers, the scientists, they went against the mundane world and they have upgraded. They have brought something back to the world from moving against people perception and action. But that upgrade again itself is, the ego, even things that are produced to help humanity to reduce the stress, reduce the struggle in humanity, is still the product of ego. And that's where, we see the healthy ego and unhealthy ego. When you understand the nature way of things in the world and align with that, that is healthy ego. And there are stuff that is unhealthy ego. One of the unhealthy ego is you're listening to the negative mind and drowning in that negativity and torturing yourself and others is the negative ego. Going against the nature is negative ego, the stubborn ego. Anyway, if you are acting as a rebellion going against the world, recognize that itself is an ego. And true freedom is about dissolving all egos, dissolving the mind, not going against certain mind and creating your own, own further narration in your mind. The mind gotta dissolve. So again, going against the flow, the real going against the flow is, it's about witnessing yourself and tracing back the mind and dissolving the mind through tracing back process. And this process will help you understand yourself thoroughly. And then you'll also understand why there are certain rules and regulation in the relative world, in a functioning world. You'll also understand why people go against the rules and regulation. You'll understand that the mind is crazy. Because of the crazy mind needs an anchoring point. That's why there is certain flow present in the world to minimize the craziness. And that understanding only comes when you are being part of the flow that is going against the flow, which is the dismantling the mind. Okay, dismantling the mind is the flow that is against the worldly movement. The world is upgrading, refining, adding, multiplying. That's the flow right now. And spiritual journey is about going the opposite direction to what the world is doing. And in that sense, we say going against the flow. Going against the flow is only, the real going against the flow is the real spiritual work. Not ignoring the relative world and ignoring the spiritual path and creating your own, perception and action. Going against the flow is simply a stupid move. That simply makes the person even more egotistical. So that's that, guys. It's about investigating the mind to dissolve the mind. And when you are thorough, unbiased, in doing that part, then you'll truly realize what I'm saying here right now, going against the flow. You'll understand what going against the flow truly means. Okay? Hope this video makes sense to a certain extent. I hope you are doing your part on your side. The realization of the truth can only happen from you, for you. You can hear all the words from the world as a reference towards the truth, but ultimately you have to walk on your own to see the truth. Hearing ideas, collecting ideas is not freedom. It's another mental baggage. So the mental baggage is not freedom. It's further ego that creates further righteousness. If the math is missed out, we point fingers at the world. What is that? That is simply ego coming out in a way that, look how the world is so messy. Righteousness is coming out. We don't want righteousness. We want freedom. Freedom from our own mind. For that, you have to walk on your own. So, walk on your own. Keep walking backward in your mind. And your sincere work will definitely let you see what is true in you. So, keep going. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope you all are doing good. Yeah, take care for now. See you in the next video. Bye.